Family Court, The Silent Guillotine of Fatherhood by Scott Young, aka Sinfamous Gamer. In the American imagination, the family court system exists to protect children, ensure fairness, and uphold justice. But for millions of fathers, especially poor, black, brown, or system-impacted men, this is not a courtroom, it's a guillotine. One that severs fatherhood at the jugular while cloaking its violence in legalese and moral sanctimony. It's a system few dare to scrutinize, yet it destroys lives with the quiet precision of bureaucracy. The truth is simple and brutal. America's family court system is not broken. It's functioning exactly as it was designed, to extract, punish, and erase men society already deems disposable. The myth of the deadbeat. Let's start by killing a myth. The deadbeat dad. This caricature of the lazy, indifferent man who vanishes after impregnating a woman is a political invention, a scapegoat. In reality, many so-called deadbeat dads are poor, unemployed, or underemployed, often living paycheck to paycheck, crushed under child support orders calculated without regard for their ability to pay. The federal government incentivizes states to be aggressive with enforcement through Title 4D of the Social Security Act, tying billions in federal funding to the collection of child support. Translation: states have a financial motive to squeeze fathers dry, and they do it without mercy. Miss a payment and you risk losing your license, your job, your freedom, creating a feedback loop of poverty, incarceration, and shame. For many, this isn't justice. It's a debtor's prison wrapped in the language of child welfare. The courtroom as a weapon family court is one of the only court systems in America where you don't have the right to a public defender. You can lose your children, your home, your income, and your dignity and face jail time without ever being given a lawyer. This disproportionately impacts men who can't afford legal representation, who walk into courtrooms as fathers and walk out as ghosts. And the judges, often elected, politically cautious, and almost entirely unaccountable. They operate in closed-door hearings with sealed records, no juries, and no transparency. In the absence of sunlight, power molds into tyranny, gender bias disguised as care. We pretend family court is gender neutral. It isn't. Custody battles are routinely skewed toward mothers, even when evidence suggests abuse, neglect, or instability. A father can be the sole consistent provider, the emotional anchor in his child's life, and still be awarded weekends and Wednesday nights like a reward for good behavior. Worse, if a father pushes back, if he questions the system, represents himself, or dares show emotion, he's labeled aggressive, uncooperative, or unstable. His fatherhood is put on trial, not just his finances. Meanwhile, mothers are often presumed to be the default parent regardless of circumstance. This isn't about hating women. This is about refusing to romanticize motherhood while demonizing fatherhood, especially when both are equally capable of love, abuse, sacrifice, and failure. The forgotten fathers. Who speaks for the father who fought to be in his child's life, only to be pushed out by a family court that viewed him as a checkbook? Who defends the man arrested for non-payment, not because he was unwilling, but because he was unpaid? Who mourns the dad who died by suicide, drowning in shame because he couldn't afford both rent and the arrears that piled up like unpaid ransom? No one, because these fathers are politically inconvenient. Their stories disrupt the narrative that the system is working, and when men like me speak out, we're dismissed as bitter, misogynistic, or worse. But the truth isn't sexist, it's just ugly. A system in need of revolution, not reform. Reform won't fix this. You can't sprinkle equity onto a machine built to grind poor men into dust. We need a revolution in how America treats fathers, starting with legal guarantees for equal parenting rights, a presumption of joint custody, and public defenders in family court. We need to decriminalize poverty, dismantle financial incentives for child support enforcement, and invest in mediation, not litigation. But most of all, we need to start telling the truth, that the family court system is not a protector of children. It is a weaponized bureaucracy used to marginalize, punish, and profit off men who were already born into a rigged game. Fatherhood isn't a privilege to be granted by the state, it's a right. And until we treat it as such, family court will remain the silent guillotine hiding in the shadows of American justice.